I'm going to illustrate the answer to the Ferris wheel question using Excel. So I need to graph time versus height. And I know that if I get on, we'll assume that when I'm getting on it, that it's time 0, and it's at the lowest height of the Ferris wheel, which is 3 meters. Now I know 1 full revolution is 32 seconds, and I will be back at height, the minimum height of 3. But let's see, all of these will be 3. I won't really get a very good graph. So when will I reach my maximum height? It would be halfway in between 0 and 32. So I'm going to insert and put at 16 seconds, I'll be at the maximum height, 27. So if I continue this pattern, I add 16 more seconds, so at 48, I'm back at the maximum. I add another 16, so at 64, I'm at the lowest. At 80, I'm back to the maximum. At 96, I'm back at the lowest. 112, I'm at the maximum. 128, again back to the lowest, and I'm going to keep revolving. Another 16, 144, the maximum. 160, the minimum. 176, maximum height. And this makes sense because at 192 I'm back to the minimum and my ride's over, and I should be down at the lowest point near the ground. So now I'm going to select all my data, go up to Insert. I'm going to use a scatter plot, if you recall, and select the scatter plot that shows the lines. So here I can see that the Ferris wheel is indeed a trigonometric function. So I can stretch this out a little bit. I do not need to have this, so I can get rid of that. I see that my title is incorrect, so I will go up to Layout and Chart Title. We'll put it above the graph, and I'm going to, whoops, I must have had my whole chart selected. So I just want to get in here and say Ferris wheel ride. I also want to go up to Layout and put some axes title. So on the horizontal, I'll put it below, and this was time in seconds. And my vertical axis, and I'll make it rotated so it's vertically, and I want to make this height in meters. I can make that a little bit, stretch that a little. No, can't seem to stretch that. Probably just need to make it a bigger font. It's only at 10, so I'll make it at 12. There, it's more readable. The other thing I'd like to change, this is pretty good. It's going up by 5s, but I can't exactly see where the minimum and the maximum are. So I know the minimum is at 3, so if I change this so it's going up by multiples of 3, so double click on there, and here my major unit says 5. I can see 5 under here. I'm going to click on here and make that 3. And along here I'm going up by 50s, so I'd like to see every max and min, so I want it to go up by 16s. Again, here I see 50 beside the major unit, so I'm going to change that to 16. So now I have a graph that really shows me all my key features. My max and when it occurs, my mins when they occur, 6 full cycles, 192 seconds. It's labeled very nicely. See, my domain is between 0 and 192. My range is between 3 and 27. The only thing I don't have on here is my sinusoidal axis, and that would be halfway between 3 and 27. So that would be, that's 24 meters. So I want 12 meters is halfway up, 12 meters onto 3. So at 15 is my sinusoidal axis. I can insert a shape, pick a line like this, and I can insert right along here at 15 the sinusoidal axis. If I right click, I can format that shape and make it a different color. So line color is blue. Let's make it black so it stands out. And the style's 0.75 of a line, of a unit for the line. I'm going to make the width 1. So now we also have our sinusoidal axis on there. And there's our answer for the Ferris wheel ride.